Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Farid Ahmad and I'm a freelance lecturer teaching various private colleges in the area of Malaysian taxation. It is my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to this short video presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to guide you to prepare for your SCC exam in Malaysian taxation. I really hope that you will find the information in the video is useful and will be able to help you prepare for your exam. So in this video, in this short video, I will let you know the contents. So there are 5 contents altogether. First, I will discuss with you about the subject matter. Second, the exam format. Third, the tips how to answer the exam questions. Next one, the important topics in the syllabus. And last one, the other topics that will be asked but not in every exam. So first of all, about the subject matter. Okay, first thing, you know that candidates should learn the correct budget. So you know that when you talk about tax, there are budget. So if you were to sit for June 2019 exam, you are supposed to use 2018 budget, even though it's 2019, but the budget is 2018 for the exam. Yeah? So make sure you apply the correct budget, or else there will be some materials or information which are wrong. Okay, second point, the paper involves laws, income tax law, rules and regulation, and public ruling and pay order. To a certain extent, you have to know what rules to apply, public ruling, and so on. Even though at your level it's not that detailed, but you must know to a certain extent. Then you know the fact that there are tax acts. Yeah, there are laws, and there are law. There must be acts. So there are 3 acts that you got to learn. The most important one, of course, Income Tax Act 1967. There are a lot of changes. Yeah, Income Tax Act. Second, Real Property Gains Tax Act, or sometimes they call it RPGT 1976. And last one, GST 2014, which will be, of course, replaced by SST, but we don't know yet in which exam. So that's the subject matter. Okay, now when it comes to format, I think most of you know this is 3 hours and 50 minutes paper. So for Malaysian candidate, you are going to start the exam at 3 o'clock p.m. until 6:15. So 3 hours 15 minutes. There are 2 parts to the exam. First, section A. Section A is comprised of 15 MCQs at 2 marks each, equal to 30 marks. Okay, even though it's MCQ, but you must know that MCQ question, they can really ask you even the basic things which they cannot ask you in section B, they will ask you in section A. So then section B, there are 6 written questions. They are not that long. There are 2 questions at 15 marks each. So the question will be question number 5, that's company's tax, and question number 6, which is personal tax. So to me, you can pass the paper quite easily if you score, for example, at least 13 out of 15, 13 out of 15. So you are quite comfortable. Then the other 4 questions is made up of other topics, which I will let you know later, and they will be given 10 marks each. They are quite brief. Yeah, try to score at least 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So you are quite comfortable. Don't depend too much on section A, because when it comes to MCQ, there are correct answer in the answer. There are also wrong answer in the answer. So don't depend too much. I think you should depend a lot on section B, which is 70 marks out of 100. Okay, and one thing you have to know that all questions are compulsory, and you should answer all questions, right? Because we cannot give you any marks if you submit blank page of paper. Okay, the next point I would like to discuss here is about tips and how to answer the question. So I think some of you know about this already, but just revise. First, make sure to attempt all questions, even though you are not so sure. just answer. I'm sure you know what is partnership, what is company's tax, what is personal tax. So make sure answer all the question. So if you think you know personal tax, you like personal tax so much, answer that question first. Second, put down the correct rules and law, dates, years, and so on. Okay, the next point, put down the correct sections of the Act, because there are different acts involved. Then apply the correct tax rate, income tax rate for resident taxpayer. You know they use scale rates from 0% to 20%. Withholding tax, of course, different items have different rate. For example, like interest 15%, royalty 10%, contract payment 10 plus 3. Then RPGT, also different rate. So if you're citizen, you use different rate. Non-citizen, different rate. Yeah, disposed within 5 years, within 3 years, and so on. For GST, there are only 2 rates applicable, 6% and 0%. The next one, talking about restriction. You know that we cannot claim everything what you want, what you like to claim. For example, like people running business, when it comes to contribution to EPF, they can only claim maximum 19% of the remuneration. If the company has claimed more than 19, the excess is considered not allowable. So 19 is the rule. Like donation, when people donate, they can claim from their income, yeah, to reduce. So for individual, restricted to 7%. For company, restricted to 10%. Then the next one, talking about claim of personal relief. So there are a lot of relief, but not everybody can get that. So personal relief is only given to resident taxpayer, and of course there are conditions to claim the relief. Okay. The next one, I'm going to talk about important topics in the syllabus, which will come out every exam. First is company's tax, which is the 15 marks question involving income and expenditure. Personal tax question, this related to employee or people who are having investment income in the form of dividend, interest, and also property being let out. The third one is RPGT. It's very interesting topic related to life related to rich people who are having property. They sell property and they may gain and subject to tax. And the third one, Schedule 3 allowances, comprised of 3 items. There is plant and machinery, industrial building, and agriculture. But plant and machinery is very, very important because every business will have plant and machinery. And last one, which is GST, which will be replaced by SST. Now, the next one now is the other topics. Sometimes will be there in the exam, sometimes will not be there. First, resident status of individual taxpayer, normally about 6 to 10 marks, normally 6 marks. In both sections, you got to put the right section when you determine the status. And the second one, withholding tax, involve those non-resident or having income from Malaysia. They derive income Malaysia, so they have different tax rate. For example, like interest will be 15%, royalty will be 10%, contract payment 10 plus 3. And the next one is self-assessment for company and individuals. They involve dates, a lot of dates, year, and form. So make sure you put the right dates and right year. But sometimes if you have the right dates but wrong year, the answer is wrong. Tax admin is the area that most starting candidate don't like the area because it's totally theory. But how to answer this question, how to get answer, you got to practice answering the question before you come to the exam. And finally is partnership, which is very interesting and quite easy to do the topic. Thank you for listening and good luck in your forthcoming exam.